Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters, healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment. Independent, assisted living center. We can do it all, or just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome on this beautiful day, as they say in the neighborhood. At least Mr. Rogers used to say that. And boy, oh boy, it's unfortunate we don't have that type of programs around. And as we highlight the bright side of aging, the truth of it is so many people, when they lose out on situations they really enjoyed, bemoan that it's no longer available. We certainly don't have the type of TV programs that we used to, and it's unfortunate because
There are so many wise commentators and also hosts that really gave you a spark to life. So on the bright side of aging, those of us who are, as I like to say, not old but seasoned, and I am seasoned, and I promote as much as I can what I truly believe. The worst thing in life is to try to replace everything exactly as it was when you were in your youth. It ain't going to happen. The good news is you have those joys and those wonderful experiences. And if you've lost friends that are close or family members, especially around the holiday season, those empty chairs really jolt when those people are not occupying them. But we should take solace that if you're religious, you know that the good people are up there in heaven, and we will be there with them one of these days. I'm not anxious to make it too quick, but it's good to know that it's something that you can look forward to in the future, and think about the joys that you had in the past and try to relive those moments. And in fact, the second Wednesday of each month, from 1 to 2, as you may know, we have a new friends group that we meet at the Caustic Senior Center, which is at 11 Mile and Middlebelt. Yes, we get together after lunch, which, by the way, their lunch is only around $3 or so. And then we reminisce and also share new things that have come up in our lives and challenges that we've overcome and help other people overcome them. But one thing is for sure, there's a great icism that I like to quote that says, you should remember things that should not be forgotten and forget the things that should not be remembered. And one of the joys of remembering things that should not be forgotten is that with modern technology, we are able to actually see almost as if we were there through the dramatic and beneficial effects of 3 dimensions. And one of the gurus, as I like to call him, I am not sure if he's happy with that tagline, but he is a really sharp, talented young man named Doug WILET. Doug WILET is the founder and president of a company called Lunatech. Yep, Luna Tech. And in Latin, as you know, that's moon. Well, Doug WILET, because of his talents, is able to, in 3 dimension, bring to your attention being right in the picture, so to speak. And Doug, fortunately, had the time to call in today to discuss some of the things that he's been involved with. And I've had the privilege of knowing him now for almost a quarter of a century. Is that right, Doug WILET?
That's about right, sir. You're correct.
And I appreciate your talents and your open-mindedness and your creativity. So first of all, for those people that do not know Doug WILET, as you know, I like to start my interviews with a 60-second elevator pitch. Tell us who you are and what you do. Go for it.
Okay. We are visual storytellers. We started out as a 3D modeling company, and we evolved into doing virtual tours for Google. And then over time, we became a drone company, and then we were the Matterport company. what we realized over time is we are visual storytellers. We like to start with what the story is and who your audience is and what the message is you want to get across, and then we'll back into technology. So we do a lot of different visualization services for our clients. One of the main things that we do is Matterport tours, which people may be familiar with, may not know the term, but it's when if you're looking for a house and you can go and you can click on that and virtually the house will pop up for you in like a dollhouse format, and you can kind of, walk through the house, but understand where everything is in relation in the house. So we do a lot of tours for that in terms of marketing. We also do a lot of planning for new construction, additions, a variety of visualization services.
Wow. In other words, the beautiful part about it is that because you were fortunate enough to actually get sort of a distributor agreement with Google, you can literally have people, when we talk about, walk the talk, you not only can actually walk the talk, but you can actually see the walking and feel like you're doing the walking. How much better can you ask for that? And I can't imagine how beneficial that is, that let's say you've got a home that you want to sell, and let's face it, with the crazy traffic we have, you don't have to necessarily go to every possibility. You can, from the comfort of your home and with your family, walk through a home that you may be considering for the rest of your life. And I know you've actually done this for retirement homes as well. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep. I've actually got a short story related to that. Our family was going through that with my grandmother, trying to find a place for her to live. And I was doing a number of senior citizen assisted living centers at the time. And I went over to my mom's house, and she said, "Hey, what's new, honey?" And I pulled it up and I showed her one of the tours, and she started to get tears in her eyes. And I'm like, "Mom, what's wrong?" And she says, "If I had this when I was dealing with the pressures of finding a place for Grandma to live," she said, "I had Uncle Jim and Uncle Jerry on the phone with me every day. Well, Donna, did it have this? And did it have this? And what did this look like? And what did you think of this?" And she goes, "If I had this, you don't understand the amount of stress it would have relieved off of me. I could have just said, here, I'm going to send you an email and I'm going to put you in that building, and then you tell me what you think." So wow. We've done a lot of assisted living centers over time.
Well, if anyone listening, if they want to get a hold of you, what do you suggest they do?
They can call me directly, 734-260-1069, or send us an email at info@lunatech3d.com, and that's LUNATECH 3D.com.
And if all of that's got you confused, that's why I always give out our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. And before we got up the air, you and I talked about people that are already in a retirement home, and they obviously are making friends of their other residents, and many times they have a coffee hour and stuff where they try to share their childhood memories. You could actually, depending on if they call you, you can actually video their home environment when they were kids, and the residents on the screen could see exactly what the person that wanted to show where they grew up and all, right there. They could show the trees they may have climbed. And what really moved me, Doug, this morning when I called you earlier before the show, you were sharing about this one situation where the the grandmother had started a puzzle or something like that on her table. Tell us that story.
Kind of. Yeah, sure. I mean, we get to go to a lot of very cool places with our technology. I've had Ford Field all to myself for the afternoon. Museums where no one, step over the rope, places to go where no one. The coolest job I've ever done, by far, was I showed up at a house out in the Ann Arbor area. And I assumed they were putting the house up for sale, and okay, we're going to market it so that the realtor can show off the house. And I walked in, and there was a card table in the middle of the living room with a puzzle on it, and the newspaper was in the chair. And I walked into the kitchen, and the cookie trays were still out on the counter. And I turned to the family, and I said, "Hey, we might want to clean up a little bit before we show this, off for if you're trying to sell the house." And they said, "Nope. Don't touch anything." They said, "This is exactly the way the house was the day that Grandma passed away. And we want to have a digital twin of Grandma's house that we can always go back, and even if it's just virtually walkthroughing it, but it'll remind us of who she was and how she lived her life and her house that as we remembered it growing up as kids." And I was just blown away. I was like, wow. Thank you for the honor of letting me do this.
Something else that this is off track, and I hope I don't throw you off track too much, but one of my sponsors and good friends is Tim Hoy, who owns the Steinway Gallery out in West Bloomfield. It's right on the corner of M5 North and Maple. It's a beautiful facility. They have all of these Steinway pianos, and because of his desire for technology, he puts on seminars now that I think, you talk about being blown away, you're blown in and away, because he was able to capture the style of famous pianists and artists and the height of their career. And because of technology, it's livened up where you can actually see the talented artists actually playing on the screen as if you were sitting there next to them. It's incredible. If anyone is interested in the next seminar, it's 888-489-8980. That's our toll-free number. I wanted to also share the story about your daughter when she was in college. I thought that was fantastic. Go for it.
Okay. So I had just recently done that project I had talked about doing the family's house. And so my daughter was in college. She was graduating and getting ready to move out in the next couple months. And so I said to her, "Honey, I want to come over and I want to do your apartment where you live." And her initial reaction was, "Oh my gosh, Dad, you and your technology, this is going to be so embarrassing." "No, absolutely not. And I said, no, let me do it. So I finally persuaded her and went in and I digitized the space where she lived for 3 years while at college. And sure enough, let's fast forward about 3.5, almost 4 years. I get this call from her on a weekend and she says, "Dad, do you still have that digital twin that you did of my college room?" I said, "Sure, honey. I archived it off. I've got it somewhere." And she goes, "I'd like to go back. I'd like to remember my room at college the way it was when I was there." And I said, "Gotcha." I said, "Sure thing, honey. I'll send you the link."
Well, I'll tell you, not as actually possibly as dramatic as that situation. That is one of the bright sides of aging, is that if you feel some special moment as you're going through the various stages of life, especially with your young children, they'll never be children again, and then at the time they get upset that you want to take, that takes a picture, let's do this or that, and they always, being on theme, the parents and children don't always agree. But if you feel strongly about wanting to stay connected, it is amazing. I've had it happen in my life where there were situations that I, insisted that we go see, like the Grand Canyon and all. Kids weren't that excited about it. Years later, and we are taking pictures. Let's see those pictures. And that's such a joy. And you, Mr. Doug Willett, are able to capture it in such a terrific way that it can go on forever. It's truly a legacy. You're doing really something that's irreplaceable. You'll never be able to replace those days, but you can still have that wonderful experience of actually being there. And you, Mr. Doug Willett, are not a lunatic. You are a lunatic founder. Yes, sir?
Thanks, Ike. Always a pleasure.
All right. And anyone, again, to repeat, how do they get a hold of you? Go for it.
Yeah, just reach out and give me a call, 734-260-1069.
Very good. All right. Delight to have you on the air. We'll talk again soon. You better believe it. Okay. Right now, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back. Don't you go away.
When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW, stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all. Just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity.
And I can't stress that word dignity too much. I give seminars to different senior centers and also in front of nonprofit organizations. In fact, I belong to the Rotary Club and the Optimist Club, wonderful organizations. And if you want to give back to the community and get a spark in life, join with a service organization like the or the Rotary Club, Optimist Club, or, even in your church or house of faith that you belong to help others live easier and in a better way. Maimonides was a great philosopher. Actually had a deed that he said every human being should consider as being valuable in their life. In fact, he titled it as the greatest deed that you can ever achieve in life is to make someone else's life easier and able to breathe easier because you have lived. Remember, one of my ichisms, as I like to call them, you've heard that, I'm just one person, what can I do? The truth is, you may be just one person in the whole world, but to one person, to some person, you could be the whole world. And we're here to help you. When you analyze it, if you want to stay in your home, a House Calls on Wheels that I founded years ago is intended to accommodate you to stay with your family in the most comfortable way possible. Let's face it, most homes aren't large enough to have an individual health care suite type home. So why not consider, like the House Calls on Wheels promotes, renovating your garage. We work with Handy Pro that can renovate your home as it is to be more senior friendly, or actually make your garage into living quarters that you can be proud of and be together with your family under the same roof. We have all of the healthcare professionals available. Insurance pays for most of the medical services, and we try to be reasonable in anything the insurance company does not cover. All you got to do is call 888-489-8980. I've got some other thoughts that you should consider, but I can't share them today because I only have enough time to share my favorite parting thought, which is yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by living life with the bright side of aging.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
And now I want to remind you, just as I was listening to the spot on Cruise Hearing to help you hear what people say, how vital that is if you're in the entrepreneurial field or just in connecting with people. I don't mind sharing with you. I've been a client of Cruise for the last several years. It's made such a tremendous difference in my life, where I thought I was hearing everything that was said to me, but found out later, because my wife fortunately was with me with a lot of the events that I attended, she explained some of the things I missed. You do not know how much you miss in terms of communication if you don't hear the other person. How in the world can you be successful as an entrepreneur if you don't understand what your prospect has said? Really understand it. So we pick people to sponsor us so that we can help them achieve their goals. And I keep my eye out on various organizations that really are devoted to so many meaningful purposes. I certainly don't want to take away from all the great organizations out there. Obviously, Cancer Society and all of these other meaningful organizations are valuable. Also valuable is being able to make a positive difference when there's a terrible negative situation going on. Human trafficking today is still alive, and unfortunately, unless we take a proactive way of really altering situations, as they say, you got to have hope. Well, guess what? There is an organization that I'm proud to promote called Hope Against Human Trafficking. And we have got all kinds of different approaches on how to help people, not only in avoiding being trafficked, but once they are trafficked, how to help them afterward in readjusting to society. And I am so excited about having one of the top spokespeople for Hope Against Human Trafficking, Janine, and I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Krasicki, you correct me if I did, right or wrong.
That's right. That's right.
It's safe enough, right?
Thank you. Yes, close enough. Yeah, actually, that was right. And my maiden name is Krasicki, and my last is now Sadich. So, thank you for having me here today. I appreciate it.
Well, it's my privilege, and I really can't tell you how frustrating it is when we've had several of the representatives speak to our Rotary Club. And by the way, if you belong to a Rotary Club or Optimist Club or Kiwanis Club or any organization, the churches included, have speakers come in from the organization, and all you need to do is either call our toll-free number 888-489-8980. That's 888-489-8980, and we can make it happen. Or Janine, if they want to contact the organization directly, what do you suggest they do?
I think the easiest way to contact them would be to visit the website. There is a forum there, and it's www.hopeagainsttrafficking.org, or they can send an email, and it's hello@hopeagainsttrafficking.org. And let us know that you would like to have a speaker or somehow get involved. Mm-hmm. And what I was thinking about today is talking a little bit about one of the things that Hope does to try to help the people who have survived trafficking, what they do to try to help them move on once they're through the program. How do they get employed again? And it's a pretty unique thing that they did, but they decided to open up a social enterprise, and they're using that to, obviously make some money so they can fund their programs, but it's also to try to help these women who have been trafficked get some good, solid skills, learn how to run a business, and learn how to read a financial statement and create things. And with this particular social enterprise, they're making lotions and soaps, and then they sell them at their events or at farmers markets and things, so that they can help these women earn some money, because they do get paid to make them. And then they also sell the product, and that is used to fund the program. So it's a great way to really engage the women who need the help.
And, you've touched on something that I am very sensitive about, and that is that there is something that cannot be properly described with words, and that is that wonderful, exhilarating feeling that if you've put something together that people are willing to buy and you benefit from it. There's a great line that says you can do well doing good. So these people who have been, such horrific experience, suddenly if they make jewelry, for example, and I understand that one of the victims actually has got like a skincare soap product that they promote, and the money that's generated from that goes to help people that have been trafficked and just need money to survive. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. And they also partner with a local company, Ring True, and they're a social enterprise. And so they've taught the women how to make jewelry. And so they, earn money from that as well. So it's really, and we do hope to have Ring True on a future show to talk about, how that partnership works. But basically what's wonderful is that there's nothing, like you said, of making something and getting that self-confidence of, something I created is something someone wants to pay money for, and it's going to help me have a good life. And, it's really a good good thing, and in the process, I think the other great part is that, these women can learn that, with some simple skills of learning a recipe about how to make a soap, or, a process of how to make a piece of jewelry, that they can earn money off of it and not be, told by the man what to do, if you know what I mean. Nothing against men, but you know what I mean. It's like, that
Right.
supervisor that's always trying to tell you what to do. It's like, if these women want to take their lives in their own hands, they could literally start a business and sell something. Once they're ready to step out into the real world and feel like they're healed, they can go out and have skills that will help them create a business or help someone else run theirs. So it's really a good way to go. And there's a lot of companies out there that are doing this.
Well, I'm very active with the veterans as well, and that theme of what you just brought out of helping veterans and starting their own business. In fact, one of our sponsors, Aberdeen Van Lines, is in the moving business, and he's looking for people to, if they want to just help him in his current business, or if they want to start their own moving business, he helps them get started with the financing and getting the trucks and instructing them and overseeing their activities. There is nothing like being somewhat self-sufficient. And the other aspect from what you and I talked about off the air is that you have a couple of fundraising campaigns going on. Do you want to share that with us?
Yeah, that would be great. One thing is, obviously, if you've already started your business, because a lot of the people that are on, listen to your show already have a business in process. If you're not a social enterprise, there are other ways that you can get involved with organizations that you feel strongly about. So one example is, my client, Hope Against Trafficking. They run different events throughout the year. One of them is coming up, the Kentucky Derby Gala. So on the day of the Kentucky Derby, you can purchase a ticket. You can become a sponsor if you would like to be promoted as somebody who is supporting this cause of trying to help women who have been trafficked get back to their real life. If it's important to your mission or your core values, you could sign up to be a sponsor or buy a table for your employees to reward them. Or, you could even look at, maybe we can get a team of people together that work for us that want to all go and volunteer to help out with spring cleaning. Or, every Saturday they're working on the houses that they've bought and rehabilitated. They always need someone to help with fixing something, whether it's cleaning up the backyard or if it's fixing the garage or, some kind of leak or painting. So there's always a way, and it's a great way to really get your team to know each other on a personal level and feel good about doing something for the community.
And I want to add, there's another magical advantage, and that is the networking, that you get a chance to network with other giving people, and it makes you even more efficient as well, making yourself feel even better that, hey, I've actually made a new friend that shares in my thoughts. And not to get too far off track, and I shared this with my rabbi, is that religion is really best defined, no matter what your belief is, and that is that the purpose of religion is to comfort the troubled and to trouble the overly comforted. When you feel you owe nothing to anybody else, there's something wrong. And here you can help other human beings who really have been actually made slaves. Here, year 2025, we're talking about slavery. I mean, it's incredible.
I know.
We just passed the Jewish holiday Passover, where we celebrate the liberation of the Israelis from Egypt. Here, 2025, we've got these monsters who actually are adopting the same strategy of taking human lives and making slaves out of them. It's disgusting, and I'm so glad that you're involved. And if anyone wants to get a hold of you, what do you suggest again they do?
If they're looking to get a hold of Hope Against Trafficking, they can reach out to them on their website at hopeagainsttrafficking.org, or you can call 248-499-8416. And if anybody is looking for some help with strategy or internal or external communications, I'm available at j9media.com, or they can reach out at 248-542-3991. And one last plug is I would say if anybody's interested in learning more about Hope Against Trafficking, we do these great meetings called Meet and Greets, and it's the second Tuesday for every month from June through October. And it's, again, 10:30 to noon, and the location would be disclosed after you sign up to go, but you go to their website to sign up for that as well.
Wow, what a great way to make new friends. And no one is forcing you to attend these events, but if you have a friend or a neighbor that say, hey, why don't we try to see if we can help out with Hope Against Human Trafficking. Here's an opportunity. And the truth of it is that you not only help these poor souls that have been trafficked, but the people involved become really sometimes lifelong friends. Why? Because you share in that same desire to make a positive difference in life. And, not to get overly stuck on religion, think about it. Why do you believe in whatever form of faith that you're in, except to become a better person? Wouldn't it be great that you not only help yourself, but you help someone who's in need? And I'm so pleased to know that you're involved. Janine, you actually have your own company where you promote helping people in business. Can you give us a little description? As they say in networking, give us your second elevator pitch. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Well, basically, I've been working since 2003 as J9 Media Solutions. I mostly try to work with mission-based organizations like Hope Against Trafficking, and it's my goal to really help tell their story so that they can help more people. I've always been someone who has liked to lend another hand. Like you said, I have a religion as well, and even when I lost my job and first started J9 Media Solutions, I was volunteering at my church and running a career networking organization to try to help other people who were also looking. So I just try to help people out with getting the results they want out of their business. So whether it's trying to raise more money so they could help more people, or even just creating that level of awareness, that's what we try to do.
Well, we'll have to talk about this off the air, but I think what you just described, I've actually attempted to do in my synagogue, where we just meet for coffee and share what we each do and how we can help each other in achieving our goals. And any organization out there that wants to start that inside their organization, we'll be glad to facilitate that. You know, this is one of my ichisms, as I like to call them, the PI formula of raising funds and making a positive difference in people's lives. PI, as we all know, PIE, is intended usually for people who, if they want a slice of the pie, that you should never, you know, begrudge someone getting a bigger slice of the pie than you have. Instead, if you and someone else wants a slice of that pie, just bake a bigger pie.
There you go. Or more of them.
And the acronym PI I wanted to highlight is that the raising money for any organization is that P stands for plead, where you ask people for money as a donation after they've paid money on their purchases already, which, let's face it, everyone is on a limited budget. With the cost going up today, there's even less money for people, as they say, that have got money that they can frivolously spend. So they need every dollar they have on their own. The other attempt in PI is I, where you intimidate, where you say, hey, Charlie Brown gave $10,000. How much are you going to give? Well, you're in no position to give that kind of money. So you feel intimidated. E, which is one I want to actually accentuate today, and that is earn. Here, you have an opportunity to earn money by promoting services or products that people need, and the profits go to the organization, especially like Hope Against Trafficking. And I certainly am open for anyone out there that's looking for raising money for their particular cause, if it's a worthwhile cause. People like Janine and I'm certainly available to help you facilitate that. All you got to do, as our radio spot goes, is ask, okay? And asking is not a weakness. It just identifies something that you may need. And Janine, God bless you. I certainly want to make sure that anybody out there that wants to at least hear what you have available, by all means, to get a hold of you. And what is your direct number? Go for it.
The direct number is 248-542-3991 for the office.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and of course we have our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. And next Tuesday, the 29th of April, 11:30 to 1, our Entrepreneur Network Group is meeting at the headquarter office of the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce in Wall Lake from 11:30 to 1 for $10. You can eat all the pizza that you can eat, roll-ups, and for the portion of $10 goes to the needy, including Hope Against Trafficking. So join us. That'll be on the 29th of April, 11:30 to 1. Hopefully, Janine, you may be able to join us. And if you're interested in more information, our toll-free number is 888-489-8980. Right now, I'd like to take a brief break, and we'll be right back, so don't go away.
If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW, stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980. for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all, or just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity.
And I am so excited about really having a novel way of reaching out to you. And that is, for a limited time, I'm willing to send you a reacher, one of those reachers that you see if you got a jar on top of a shelf you can't reach, or you have a friend who's got some mobility issues. The reachers you've seen not only out on the fields picking up trash, hand reachers, most of them sell for around $40. We'll send out one to you for free to just cover the mailing cost, and also give you a free consultation on whatever direction you want to go. So reach out to us so we can reach out to you. All you got to do is call 888-489-8980. And if you are interested to join us on the 29th of this month, last Tuesday, I hate to say last of anything, but it's the 29th of April, 11:30 to 1. Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan is going to be meeting at the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce headquarters. It's a phenomenal organization. If you're interested in participating, I'll be glad to have you come for free for a couple of visits to see who's out there. It's a great way of building your goals and also becoming successful in whatever you like to achieve. Right now, I would like to share with you, before we part company, my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.